so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose bright stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, the choir is under the direction of Mr. Michael Short. Please remain standing as the color guard marches the colors off the field. The United States Marine Corps Junior ROTC Corps of Cadets is led by Colonel Mark Tull, and he's assisted by Master Sergeant Carlos Mata, both United States Marine Corps retired. Hoorah, sir. Once again, welcome to the 2022 Orange High School Homecoming. Tonight we're going to kick off Orange High School's 120th year by celebrating a few distinguished Panther alumni. We begin our year-long tribute by honoring a few of the amazing humans who serve our local community daily. Let's get these homecoming festivities started by honoring Mayor Mark Murphy. Mayor Murphy is a lifelong resident of Orange. He graduated with the class of 75 and began serving on our city council in 1993. He has served on a plethora of local community agencies, including our designated OHS charitable organization this year, the Friendly Center. Next, we honor another lifetime resident of Orange and city council member, Ariana Barrios. Ms. Barrios represents District 1, the home of Orange High School. She is the owner of Communications Lab, which was named Small Business of the Year in 2021. She is a proud graduate of the class of 1988 and is here tonight with her father, former Orange Unified School District trustee Russ Barrios. John Dimitri was also born and raised in the city of Orange. He worked hard to become an Eagle Scout and was a member of Mr. Short's Chamber Singers, who we just heard, as part of the class of 1989. He retired from the Orange County Fire Authority in 2020 after 30 years of service and is in his third term as part of the Orange City Council. And we also honor, last but not least, Fire Captain Bob Labato. He is a proud member of the Orange High School class of 1983. He is a lifelong resident of our town and has served the city of Orange for his entire career, first with the Park and Rec Department, then joined both water and building departments, and now has risen to captain within the City of Orange Fire Department. He also works to educate our Orange Unified School District students about fire service within our CTE programs. Police Chief Dan Adams and his wife Leslie are proud graduates of the class of 1987 and were voted Mr. and Mrs. Orange High their senior year. Chief Adams has devoted over 32 years of service to our community and rose up the ranks to be the 35th Chief of Police for the City of Orange. He's the third chief who has worked his entire career at Orange PD. Having been born, raised, and worked in Orange his entire life, Chief Adams is committed to our community. Lastly, we would like to honor a few of our current Orange High School educators who are proud alumni as well. This evening, Kelly Walters, Cammie Kenyon, Melissa Irving, Principal Cheryl Anderson Glass, and Counselor Lindsay Church represent the many alumni to serve our students every day. We would like to thank all our distinguished alumni guests for joining us this evening. They make us proud to state, once a Panther, always a Panther. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a nice round of applause. Mrs. Glass, they forgot to mention you were a full ride athlete to Oklahoma State, didn't they? As long as I have your attention, a couple of quick announcements. All Orange Unified School District campuses are non-tobacco campuses. This also includes the stadium. There is no use of any type, and I mean any type of tobacco products, including vapes. If you want to participate in this really nasty habit, we ask that you exit the facility, go out to Spring Street, or go out here onto Chapman where you can partake in taking in the carcinogens into your body. And then when you're done, then you can return back into the stadium, enjoy the rest of the game. But there's no use of any type of tobacco products. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the starting lineups this evening. First of all, the starting lineup for the visiting Saddleback Roadrunners. Starting at a tackle, number 77, Angel Salinas. Starting at a guard, number 60, Jesse Sancido. Starting at center, number 66, Alejandro Noyola. Starting at a guard, number 55, Anthony Suarez. Starting at tackle, number 68, Alan Avalos. Starting at tight end, number 32, Isaiah Hernandez. Starting at a wide receiver, number 6, Elion Lemon. Starting another wide receiver, number 13, Rafael Rosales. The starting fullback, number 22, Jeremias Kotak. Starting at running back, number 4, Antonio Morales. And the starting quarterback, number 1, Donovan Castellanos. Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's introduce the starting lineup for your Panthers. Starting at a left tackle, number 72 will be Jackson Tanialu. Starting at left guard, number 75, Joseph Carrillo. Starting at center, number 76, Troy Jennings. Starting at right guard, number 54, Khalil Lawrence. Starting at right tackle, number 66, David Ruiz. Starting at a wide receiver, number 23, Jonathan Smith. Starting at a wide receiver, number 11, Central Wise. Starting at a wide receiver, number 3, Jalen Lightfoot. Starting at another wide receiver, number 7, Jacob Coleman. Starting at running back, number 2, Kobe Boynton. And the starting quarterback this evening will be number 9, Oscar Rios. The head coach of the Panthers is Mr. Robert Pedroza. The athletic director, Miss Alicia Sievers, and the principal of Orange High School, a former Panther herself and now a Panther again, Mrs. Cheryl Anderson Glass.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to Fred Kelly Stadium here in Orange on a beautiful Friday night. It's high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District, and tonight the homecoming game for the Orange High School Panthers as they take on the Saddleback Roadrunners. Orange Coast League opener for both schools as well. Should be a fun one here tonight. And for all you Orange alumni who are tuning in, thank you so much for joining us. Glad you could be here virtually, and happy to bring you all the action. My name is Nathan Percy. A pleasure to be alongside you tonight as Orange looks to improve to 3-2 on the year. They come in even on the season, 2-2 after last week's victory over La Habra on the road. Saddleback suffered its first loss of the season last week, 27-9 at the hands of Los Amigos. And the Roadrunners looking to turn things around under second-year head coach Glenn Campbell. Orange High School will receive the opening kick. Saddleback will kick it off towards the south goal, towards the scoreboard here, and we're just about set on a cool Friday evening here in Orange, California. Much better weather than we saw last week when El Medina had its homecoming game here. It was rainy throughout. Did not let up until the last second ticked off the scoreboard. Much better conditions here for these two teams tonight. Get to the starting lineups here. We'll start with the Orange offense since they will receive the game's opening kick. And on the offensive line, it'll be Jackson Tanielu, Joseph Carrillo, Troy Jennings the center, Khalil Lawrence the right guard, and Eddie Sanchez the right guard, and Khalil Lawrence will be the right tackle. Your quarterback tonight will be the freshman Oscar Rios, running backs Kobe Boykin, Ardwan Morris, and in the wide receiving corps tonight you'll see Jonathan Smith Jr., Jet White, Jacob Coleman, Centrell Wise, and Jalen Lightfoot. Hype Grand will be inserted into the game at quarterback at points tonight, as well as head coach Robert Pedroza in his 8th season at the helm here at Orange High School. Wants to see both of those quarterbacks in action tonight and wants to figure out which one of them will lead them down the stretch as they continue in Orange Coast League play. Defensively for the Saddleback Roadrunners on the defensive line, Jose Gonzalez, Julius Gonzalez, Angel Salinas and Anthony Suarez, Isaiah Hernandez and Eduardo Sanchez, your two linebackers. And in the secondary, you'll see Joey Wilson, Luis Lopez, and Elian Lemon. At the cornerback position, you'll see Donovan Castellanos, Rafael Rosales, and Antonio Morales at the safety positions as well. Orange through the banner. They are wearing their home orange jerseys with the black pants, the orange helmets here tonight. On the opposing sideline, Saddleback wearing their road white uniforms with the green numbers and the yellow helmets as well. Just about set for football here on a fine Friday evening. We hope you're enjoying your day wherever you may be, as these two teams get set to do battle here to open up the Orange Coast League. Last year, this was a 55-13 victory for Orange High School. As I am mistaken, the Panthers will be the ones kicking things off, so we'll reset and we'll reintroduce the starting lineups in just a moment. So Orange High School deferred to the second half, my mistake. They will be kicking off here to start off the ball game. On the other side, Saddleback will receive the game's opening kick. Two members back there at their own 10-yard line ready to get this thing squared away. Again, Orange High School 34-6 over La Habra last week to get back to even on the year. 21 of those points coming in the fourth quarter as the Panthers ran away with that ball game in the second half. Angelo Adetoy with it teed up. Here's the kick, and this one a line drive that bounces just within the 25-yard line, picked up at the 10. Trying his luck to the right-hand side. That looks to be Lemon on the return. He gets just short of the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down at about the 29, and that's where Saddleback will get things going. Offensively for the Roadrunners tonight, it'll be Anthony Suarez, Jesse Saucedo, Alejandro Noyola, Isaiah Gonzalez, and Alan Avalos on the offensive line. Donovan Castellanos, the senior quarterback, wears the number 1, will be under center. Jeremiah Kotok, the starting running back. Gabriel Perez will see time back there as well. Joey Wilson, Luis Lopez, and Elian Lemon, the wide receivers. And Isaiah Hernandez, the tight end. 1st and 10, shotgun formation here for Castellanos. Backs up to pass, tries the right-hand side, finds a receiver, gets a couple of yards beyond the 30-yard line, and is down at about the 32. That was Antonio Morales making the catch to open things up. And that'll be good for a gain of about 5. Make it 2nd and 5 coming up. So Glenn Campbell will mix up the receiving corps tonight as well. Luis Lopez and Elion Lemon split wide to the right for this second down. 2 receivers to the left. Shotgun formation, running back to the quarterback's left-hand side. Handoff to Morales, up to the right-hand side. Nothing doing there as the Panthers bring him down for a loss back to the 30-yard line. Looked like Adetoy on the tackle there. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7. Looks like they give him a loss of 2 on the forward progress. Let's get that Orange defense lined up for you. Jesse Ruiz, Khalil Lawrence, Antoine Hebrard, and Jonathan Smith Jr. on the defensive line. Ardwan Morris, Angelo Adetoy in the linebacking core. 5 men in the secondary. We'll get to them in just a moment. Shotgun formation here for Castellanos. Backs up to pass. Looking left. Now under some trouble. Scrambles out to the left-hand side. Has a little bit of room, but runs into that's Jackson on the outside there on the left-hand side. And Castellanos is stopped about the line of scrimmage at the 33-yard line. And Saddleback will have to punt this one away. So 3 and out for the Saddleback Roadrunners. Looks like punter will set up here at the 21-yard line. Back to receive here for Orange will be Jacob Coleman. He's set up at his own 35. And before we get this going, a flag flies in. Referee is counting the number of men on the field here, it appears, and I believe we have 1 too many on the field here for Saddleback. Luis Lopez, the man who is heading back off the field. So 12 men on the field there for Saddleback, and that'll back him up 5 yards to the 23-yard line. They'll still punt this one away. Coleman will move up 5 yards to his own 40 here for Orange. The punter for the Roadrunners will be Jerry Sandoval. Snap a bit low. Sandoval picks it up. Left-footed boot. This one a bit short. Will end up just beyond the 50-yard line, but will take a friendly Saddleback bounce all the way down to about the 36, and that's where the Panthers will get set up. 1st and 10 for Orange after the 3 and out. The Panthers looking to strike first. 9:48 remaining here in the first quarter. Here under the lights in Orange, California, this is high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District. You're watching it live on YouTube. Happy to have you with us, and a happy homecoming here for the Orange High School Panthers. Offense taking the field for the first time here tonight. Oscar Rios, the freshman quarterback, leads them out. He'll have Kobe Boykin in the backfield with him. Jalen Lightfoot joining him in the backfield as well. And the receivers on this first play, split wide to the left, will be Jonathan Smith Jr., Centrell Wise, split wide to the right. Shotgun formation here for Orange. Man in motion is Boykin. They will pitch it to him. Boykin trying the right side. He's got a wide open field along the sideline. Will use that speed. 20, 10, 5, touchdown Orange. Blocked to perfection for Kobe Boykin. 64 yards, and just like that, Orange takes a 6-0 lead here on homecoming night.
64-yard gallop for Boykin.
Panthers making it look easy. First play of the game offensively for Orange, and they make it pay off. Boykin, 64 yards up the right sideline and to the end zone for the score. On to attempt the extra point is Angelo Adetoy. The hold is down, the kick is up, and it is good. 7-0 Orange, 1 offensive play into the game. And Saddleback will have to try to respond here as they get the ensuing kickoff in just a moment. Can't think of a better way to start if you're an Orange Panther. 1 play, 1 touchdown. Kobe Boykin, what a special talent he is in his junior season this year. Speed pays off, and excellent blocking on the right-hand side. Again, the wide receiver on that side was Centrell Wise. He blocked off the edge and allowed Boykin to get to the sideline unscathed. Booting the extra point through for the Panthers was Eddie Sanchez, I believe, and again 7-0 Orange. 9:34 left here in the first quarter. Adetoy has it teed up. Tries to go to the right-hand side. That's going to go out of bounds, though, and that will allow Saddleback some good field position to start their second drive. Miscue there by Adetoy. Let's see where they spot this here for the Panthers. 35-yard line is where it will go, and Donovan Castellanos and company will head back out. Three and out on the opening possession for the visiting Roadrunners. See what they can do here against this Orange defense on drive number 2. Let's get that secondary for the Panthers as well. Cornerbacks will be Jaden Moore, Jet White, and Deion Jackson. Jackson was the one who made that tackle on third down in the first possession. Jalen Lightfoot and Jacob Coleman, the safeties tonight as well. 1st and 10, quick throw here from Castellanos. Has his man hanging on to it. Nice catch as he was hit by the cornerback Jaden Moore. That was Elion Lemon making the catch, and a gain of 4 will bring up a 2nd down and 6. Lemon shaken up a bit after that play. Still a fairly small roster here for Saddleback, but it is starting to grow under second-year head coach Glenn Campbell. Technically his 3rd year with the school, but the 2020 campaign was wiped out due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Just didn't have enough players to form up a full team. So they scrapped the 2020 season, went to 2021, went 3-1 to start the year last year, but lost their last 6 straight, and unfortunately went 0-5 in the Orange Coast League. But Campbell saying that this program's starting to grow again. Campbell's a very proud alum of Saddleback High School, was a running back with the Roadrunners. Actually had a few years as an assistant coach under Matt Poston at Tesoro High School before the opportunity to come back to lead the program that turned him into a well-rounded football player, young man, and now a head coach. So as they tend to Elion Lemon on the field, both teams getting a chance to talk things over on the sideline, and of course we hope that the injury is not serious here to the wide receiver. Give him credit, he held on to the football despite taking a heavy shot to the midsection from Jaden Moore, the cornerback for Orange High School. Saddleback trying to start 3-1 for the 2nd consecutive year. They opened up their campaign with a couple of victories over Century High School, 27-0, and then a shootout with La Quinta out of Westminster, 42-35. Ran into some trouble last week against Los Amigos, 27-9. The Lobos taking control of that game late, much like Orange did to La Habra last week. The Lobos scored 21 points against Saddleback to run away with that game, 27-9. Pardon me, 21 points in the 4th quarter against Saddleback in that game. Asked what he'd like to see out of his team heading into tonight's contest. Glenn Campbell quite simply said physicality. Would like to see his team be a little bit more physical with this Orange High School team. 2nd down and 6 coming up. I formation set here for the Roadrunners. Handoff, bouncing off a tackler and making his way to the left-hand side with plenty of room. Fumbling the football, however. Saddleback does get on it at the Orange 45-yard line. A lucky break there for the Roadrunners. Excellent run. That was Antonio Morales, who bounced off the line of scrimmage, found some room on the left-hand side. Got to hang on to that football, though. And bouncing on top of it was Jeremias Kotok, who was ever aware that that ball was out. Brings the ball up to the 45-yard line. That's a play of about 17 yards for Saddleback. And it brings up their first down of the contest. So Antonio Morales, a couple of good runs to start the campaign here tonight. He's in the I formation set once again. Luis Lopez split wide to the right. Rafael Rosales split wide to the left. In motion is the running back. That's Morales. They hand to the fullback, Kotok, who tries up the middle, swallowed up by orange jerseys just beyond the line of scrimmage. Gets to the 44 and falls backwards. It'll be a 2nd down and 9.
Brought down by
Angelo Adetoy, the middle linebacker, getting the stop for the Panthers there. That'll bring up 2nd and 9. This Orange team, a couple of guys who play both ways. A lot of very talented, skilled players as well. And yet somehow they're still getting younger on the field, too, with the freshman quarterback Oscar Rios and a couple of sophomores in the lineup tonight, too. I formation set. They fake the give to Morales. Now they throw it to Kotok. Nice play there for a couple of yards, but sniffing it out for the Panthers was Ardoin Morris, the other middle linebacker. Couple of yards on the play up to the 42-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 7.
He was brought down by number 6, Jet White. 3rd down and 7.
Keeping it simple so far with the aerial attack is Castellanos. 3 passes going for 11 yards, all of them positive yardage, 3 for 3 through the air so far. Bringing up the I formation set once again. 2 receivers split to the left. That's Rosales and Lopez. There's a tight end on the right-hand side as well. They fake the give, rolling out to his left. Castellanos is going to tuck it and run. Gets hit at about the 37-yard line. First man there was Jaden Moore. Couple of extras came in, and a late flag comes in right at the 42-yard line as well. It's short of the 1st down. Would bring up a 4th down and 1. It's a gain of 6. Let's see what the flag is here from our umpire crew tonight. And this will go against Orange High School. Looked like a late hit was called there against the Panthers. And this will give Saddleback another 1st down as the Roadrunners continue to march down the field. Good tough run there for Castellanos. In his senior season, he checks in at 5 feet 7 inches tall. But obviously not afraid to get hit, as this penalty bumps the ball all the way up to the 21-yard line of the Panthers. 7:13 remaining here in the 1st quarter. It's a 7-0 Orange lead. The Panthers have run 1 offensive play here in this quarter. It was a 64-yard run by Kobe Boykin up the right sideline with perfect blocking by the Panthers' right side offensively. Centrell Wise with the key block on that run. 1st and 10, shotgun formation, a pair of running backs, one on either side. Kotok to the right, Morales, the man in motion now, splitting wide to the left. Back to pass and throwing on the run to the right-hand side, nearly picked off. That was Moore once again, who's been all over the field. Intended target there was Rafael Rosales. There is a flag on the play as well. And it looks like this one's going to go against Saddleback for an illegal shift. So if that is indeed the call, it does go against Saddleback. We'll likely back him up 5 yards. We'll bring up a 1st and 15. Got to allow that referee to move and put that football back down at the 26-yard line. Good drive so far here by the Roadrunners. This drive began at the 35-yard line. Couple of key runs so far, a 17-yarder by Morales and a nice 6-yard run by Castellanos that got an extra 15 yards after the Panthers were flagged for a late hit. I formation set, 2 receivers to the right-hand side. Again, it's Morales in motion, the running back heading off to the right-hand side. Castellanos back to pass, rolling out to his right, and this one's going to be woefully short and nearly picked off by the Panthers. Believe that's Morris. No, that's Jaden Moore once again, who could not hang on to it. It looked like he had it, but as soon as he started moving, that thing slipped out and fell to the turf. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 15, and the Roadrunners can breathe a sigh of relief. First incomplete pass of the contest for Castellanos. That football was a bit wobbly as it came out of his hand. And he will relay the play from his head coach, Glenn Campbell, back to the offense. 2nd down upcoming. I formation set once again. Luis Lopez and Rafael Rosales will be the 2 receivers split wide to the left. They'll hand it off to Morales this time. Tries the right side, but just nothing doing there. Orange cuts off the edge. First man there appeared to be Jesse Ruiz. He got a couple of guys to help out. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and about 18. Ruiz, and I believe he got help there from Khalil Lawrence on that play. It's a loss of about 3 for Morales. And they're in that position here are the Roadrunners, where you're kind of in that window where you're not sure if you want to try the field goal or if you should go for it if it reaches fourth down. We're just about midway through the first quarter here. 7-0 Panthers. Shotgun formation here on 3rd and long for the Roadrunners. 2 receivers on either side. Castellanos will toss it to his running back Morales and let him try to find a hole, and he just barely gets back to the line of scrimmage on the right-hand side before he's swallowed up by orange jerseys. That'll bring up a 4th down and long here for Saddleback. No gain on that pass play.
Pass was completed to Antonio Morales.
For Morales, his 2nd reception on the night.
Stop for no gain by a host of Panthers defenders. Brings up 4th down in the kicking situation.
And it looks like Saddleback will attempt the field goal here. It's going to be about a 46-yarder. And this will come from Jerry Sandoval. See how strong that leg is here for Sandoval. Snap is good. The hold is down. The kick is up. It is blocked. Orange gets to it. They pick it up at the 25-yard line. That's Moore once again. And he's got room. He's got blockers. 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Panthers.
We have a block kick and a touchdown by the Panthers, and they run it back. Jaden Moore takes the block punt and runs it back to the house for the touchdown.
That's about an 80-yard return on the blocked field goal for a touchdown here for the Panthers, who double the lead with the extra point coming up, 13-0. As once again, the extra point coming up, the holder will be Hype Grand. Boy, everything going right here for the Panthers so far. Not sure who came in from the far side to dive over that kick. Believe it was either Deion Jackson or maybe Hype Grand on that play, but either way, there to pick it up was Jaden Moore, who has been all over the place so far in this first quarter, and he returns it all the way for 6. This kick is up, and it is good. Make it a 14-0 Panther lead with 4:38 remaining here in this first quarter. This is high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District. You're watching it live on the Orange Unified School District YouTube channel. And again, you Panther alumni, it's a good start here for your team on homecoming night. Orange High School showing off with the big plays. Already a 64-yard run by Kobe Boykin, and now a long blocked field goal try returned by Jaden Moore, putting Orange up by 2 touchdowns early on. Adetoy ready to kick this one away. 2 men back deep to receive at the 10-yard line. Another line drive kick. This one bounces up. It's picked up at about the 10-yard line by Morales. Tries the right-hand side, cuts it back up the middle, has a lane to the 40-yard line, tries to bowl over a defender and is brought down just beyond the 40. A late flag comes in, but Saddleback once again with good field position as they start this drive, unless this penalty is going against the white uniforms. Morales with the return, 33 yards up the right side and then back up the middle. Found a lane. Only had 1, maybe 2 men to beat, and he was brought down just shy of midfield. Haven't gotten an indication as to who this penalty is going to be going against. All indications, by the way the players are moving, are that this is going to go against Orange. Saddleback High School setting up at the Orange 43-yard line. So a 15-yard penalty against the Panthers, the second time they've been flagged for a 15-yarder tonight. Saddleback's going to start within Orange territory. So the last drive ended with a blocked field goal. Saddleback immediately gets a chance to remedy that as they head back to the field. Offset I formation with a receiver on either side. Castellanos hands it off. This is Sanchez. Or, I'm sorry, this is Perez. Gabriel Perez, his first carry of the night. He'll be dropped for a loss. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and about 14. Back to the 47-yard line.
Gabriel Perez, the ball carrier. Brought down by number 66.
That'll be Eddie Sanchez who makes the tackle there. Bring up a 2nd down and 14. Again, Saddleback has found a couple of things that work so far tonight. They've mixed up the run and pass pretty well. Perez's first rush attempt of the night goes for a loss. Let's see what the Roadrunners come back with here. 2nd down and 14. Shotgun formation. Now a pair of running backs back with Castellanos. It looks like Kotak on the right, Perez on the left. 2 receivers split wide to the left. One of them Luis Lopez in the slot. The other is Rafael Rosales. Back to pass Castellanos. Trying to go deep. Luis Lopez trying to come back for it. Deion Jackson nearly coming up with the interception. It was a little bit too far out of the reach of the Saddleback receiver. And Jackson just lets it slip through his grasp as it falls to the turf. 3rd down and 14 coming up. That's the 2nd near interception for Orange in as many drives. And Saddleback's going to have to try to get another deep. Saddleback, is going to have to try another big play just to get a 1st down here on this drive. Second incompletion for Castellanos in the ball game. So he leads the offense back to the line. 2 receivers, a tight end on the right, 1 receiver on either side. I formation set. Looks like Perez again is the deep setback. They fake the give to Perez, rolling out left as Castellanos now in some trouble. Finds Kotak, the fullback, but Jonathan Smith Jr. is right there, and he will wrap him up at about the 50-yard line and stop forward progress. The whistles blow the play dead. This will bring up a 4th down and long at midfield. Saddleback will have to bring out the punting unit. Nice play there by Smith. Good recognition.
4th down in a kicking situation.
So that goes for a loss of about 4. Make it a loss of 3. And Orange will get set to receive this punt. Jacob Coleman set up at the 25-yard line. Now backing up a little bit. Looks to be Jerry Sandoval to punt this one away. He's set up at his own 40. Snap takes a bit to get there, but it does. Left-footed boot this time, a higher end-over-end kick. Coleman's going to let it go. It takes a lateral bounce and now actually starts to favor Orange a bit as it's gobbled up at the 23-yard line by Isaiah Hernandez. And Orange will take over once again. 1st and 10 for the Panthers at their own 23-yard line. They've only run 1 offensive play through the game's first 9.5 minutes. It went for a 64-yard touchdown. Let's see what the Panthers have in store this time around. Oscar Rios leading the offense back out there. Again, we'll remind you the offensive line for the Panthers. Jackson Tanielu, Joseph Carrillo, Troy Jennings, Khalil Lawrence, and Eddie Sanchez. 3 receivers bunched up to the left. This pitch goes to Boykin. Boykin starts outside, cuts it back up the middle, has a lane, and again gets past the last defender, Castellanos. He is free. He has done it again. This time 77 yards for the touchdown, Kobe Boykin. 2 plays, 2 touchdowns for Orange. Blockers up front doing it perfectly for the Panthers. Kobe Boykin once again hits the end zone. 77 yards on the score. It is 20-0 with the extra point coming up here for the Panthers. How about this? 2 rushes, 141 yards for Kobe Boykin tonight. He'll be thanking his offensive line and the receiver. Some early movement before this extra point try. I believe it was on the side of Saddleback. Left-hand side of the line moving a little bit. And this will, I guess they're nullifying it. They're saying both sides moved. Take that back. They declined it, did Orange. So we'll try it again. It's as if nothing happened, right? Hype Grand, the holder here for the Panthers. Good snap, hold down, the kick is up. The kicks have been low, but they've all been through the uprights. It's 21-0 here in favor of the Panthers as they are quite literally running away with this one off of the legs of Kobe Boykin so far in this first quarter. 2 touchdowns on 2 very long runs. And in between those 2 Boykin TDs, a long blocked punt returned by Jaden Moore. Saddleback will once again get the ensuing kickoff here in just a moment as they try to figure out this Orange defense. They've been able to move the ball a little bit, but not enough to get any points out of it. They find themselves down by 3 scores. Again, this Orange Coast League consists of Saddleback, Orange, Costa Mesa, Estancia, Calvary Chapel, and Santa Ana. There's a newcomer this year as well. St. Margaret's out of San Juan Capistrano has been added to the mix here to make it a 7-team Orange Coast League. Orange will head down to San Juan Capistrano next week to take on St. Margaret's, while Saddleback will head back home to take on Calvary Chapel. Saddleback actually had the best record heading into the week. Of course, all of that's been non-league play as this pooch kick bounces on the left side. Morales might have been better served to let that one go out of bounds. Instead, he picks it up just inside the 15-yard line, gets to the 15, and steps out of bounds, and that's where Saddleback will take over 1st and 10. Saddleback came in 2-1 on the year, outscoring opponents 78-62. Orange High School was 2-2, outscoring opponents 95-73. Costa Mesa also 2-2. Estancia, Calvary Chapel, and Santa Ana each with 1 win. St. Margaret's 0-4 to start their 2022 campaign. Other Orange Coast League games this week. Costa Mesa is at Calvary Chapel, and Santa Ana is at St. Margaret's. Estancia with a non-league game. They're playing La Quinta tonight. I formation set for Castellanos, a receiver to either side. They fake to give to the fullback, give it to Morales, the running back, who gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more. Eddie Sanchez on the tackle will bring up a 2nd down and 10. Minimal yardage so far for Saddleback. They've been aided by a couple of defensive penalties by the Panthers. Morales, to this point, 4 rushes for 12 yards. Through the air, Castellanos has completed 5 of 8 passes, but only for 8 yards. Castellanos also has a couple of rushing attempts for 6 yards tonight. 1:30 and counting remaining here in the first quarter for the 2 teams switch sides. A good start here for the Panthers. Saddleback trying to answer back. This time it'll be a shotgun formation set with Hernandez and Lopez split wide to the right. On the left-hand side is Rafael Rosales. Looks like Morales is the running back. Castellanos rolls out to the right. Tries the right-hand side. This one falls short. Lopez and Hernandez in the area.
Pass falls incomplete.
Orange tried to come back for that one, fell short as well, and there is a Panther down on the field just before the end zone. And he looks to be in a bit of pain as they tend to him. Both teams again will huddle up on the sideline. Looks to be a lineman on the ground here for the Panthers. And again, Orange has won this game in the trenches so far. But you don't want to see this at the start of league play. And again, we certainly hope that the injury is not serious. So again, first week of league play here in the Orange Coast League. Costa Mesa, who came in at 2-2 on the year, taking on 1-3 Calvary Chapel. Santa Ana, 1-3, taking on 0-4 St. Margaret's. Estancia was 1-2 heading into the week. They're playing a non-league game against La Quinta before they open up league play next week. Have to think that Orange High School is the favored team in this Orange Coast League. They went 5-0 in Orange Coast League play last year and winning a league championship. They ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs to Lucerna by a score of 49-14. Of course, this year, just like last year, the CIF will determine the playoff divisions for all Southern Section teams after the regular season has ended. And so it'll be interesting to see where Orange ends up after all is said and done. Jesse Ruiz was the injured player on the sideline. He is walking gingerly under his own power off the field. So a good sign, not necessarily 100%, but better than it could have been. And we certainly hope that it's not serious for Jesse Ruiz. 3rd down and 10. Shotgun formation here for Castellanos. Back to pass, throws on the run. Has his receiver. This is Isaiah Hernandez, the tight end. Gets up 4 yards to about the 19-yard line, but that's going to be short of a first down. And Saddleback will have to punt this one away. Believe that was Arduan Morris on the tackle. And Jerry Sandoval will head out to punt this one away here for the Roadrunners. So another defensive stop here for the Panthers, the closest that Saddleback has gotten to scoring. They attempted a 46-yard try from the 36-yard line earlier in this quarter. It was blocked by Orange and returned for a touchdown by Jaden Moore. 12 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. See if they punt this one away or let the clock run out. They will punt it away. Sandoval picks it up and boots it away. Another short kick that bounces at the Saddleback 40 and takes an Orange bounce up to about the 37, 38-yard line. So good field position here for the Panthers as they take over with no time remaining here in the first quarter. We head to the second. A good start here for Orange, 21-0 over Saddleback on a couple of long runs by Kobe Boykin and a long blocked field goal return by Jaden Moore. So big plays for the Panthers, the ticket so far here in the first quarter on homecoming night. The two teams will switch sides, and Orange will take over for their 3rd offensive possession of the night. 141 yards of total offense, all of it attributed to the legs of Kobe Boykin on 2 plays. 2 offensive plays for Orange in that first quarter, 2 touchdowns for the Panthers, and now they start within Saddleback territory. Again, don't forget to join us in a few weeks' time, October 7th, as Villa Park hosts Canyon for the Spartans homecoming night. That'll be our next broadcast here on the Orange Unified School District YouTube channel. Villa Park, homecoming game October 7th as the Spartans host Canyon. And then the following week, October 14th, we'll round out our homecoming games for the Orange Unified School District as Canyon will host Esperanza. Both of those games right here at Fred Kelly Stadium. If you can't make it, again, October 7th for Villa Park, October 14th for Canyon. Check us out on the YouTube channel, Orange Unified School District. Back to pass for the first time, Rios floats one up for Jonathan Smith Jr. Basket catch. Easy touchdown for Orange once again as they are back in the end zone. 3 plays now, 3 touchdowns for the Panthers, who are making it look easy offensively. 27-0 with the extra point coming up on the first play here in the second quarter. That's a 38-yard touchdown pass. Oscar Rios, his first attempt of the night. And it too goes for 6. As Jonathan Smith makes the easy catch well behind the defender into the end zone for the score. For Saddleback, that was Cesar Sanchez, the cornerback, trying to deal with Jonathan Smith Jr. And for Jonathan Smith, touchdown number 3 on the season. Extra point is up and good. And that'll increase the lead to 28-0. Orange continuing to make it look easy on the field offensively. 3 offensive plays and 3 scores for the Panthers as they find themselves up 28-0 with 11:51 remaining here in the second quarter. This is high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District. You're watching it live on YouTube. Again, my name is Nathan Percy. A pleasure to have you alongside us. If you missed it last week, El Medina hosted Segerstrom for the Vanguard's homecoming night under very rainy skies. El Medina scored 36 first-half points and went on to win 36-0. Orange trying to win their homecoming game for the first time in 3 years. Last year it was a 21-7 loss to Foothill. Panthers off to a good start so far tonight as they have it teed up at the 40-yard line. 2 men back to pass, or pardon me, back to receive here for Saddleback. as this will be a pooch kick to the left-hand side, picked up by Luis Lopez at the 25, tries to elude a tackler, but it's Deion Jackson bringing him down at the 25-yard line. That's where Saddleback will start things off. 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners. Nice open field tackle there for the freshman, Deion Jackson. So we'll see what Saddleback can do this time around as Donovan Castellanos heads back out to the field. Last week against Los Amigos, 12 of 26 passing for 135 yards, 1 touchdown and 1 interception. The Roadrunners had 118 yards rushing, led by Joey Wilson's 65 rushing yards last week. Shotgun formation set. 3 receivers to the left and 1 to the right here for Castellanos. Looks to the right, quick throw. This is Lopez. Lopez trying to find space. That's Jet White getting to him quickly at the 27-yard line, pushing him back as he gets help from Coleman. And a 2-yard gain through the air for the Roadrunners brings up a 2nd down and 8. Roadrunners have had success when they chip away at the yardage. The short passes, a couple of decent-sized runs. Their longest play of the night, 17 yards. The running back, Antonio Morales, with that play. That was back in the first quarter. 2nd down and 8 coming up. Haven't seen much of Joey Wilson tonight. He's wearing the number 14, but we haven't seen him out there. Three receivers split wide to the left again. 1 split wide to the right. Shotgun formation, Morales rolling out to the left. That's where the ball goes. Morales cuts back inside, gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard after that. It'll bring up a 3rd down and about 7. Trying to see who got that tackle there for the Panthers. And it looks like Jaden Moore was the first guy to get there. So inching forward are the Roadrunners to make it a 3rd down and 7. For Morales, that'll be his first catch of the night. Pardon me, his 3rd catch of the night. He's got 6 yards through the air. Adam Castaneda splitting out wide to the left. Hernandez, Lopez, and Rosales split wide to the right. 4 receiver set. They'll misdirection, hand it off to Morales, trying the left side. Rounds the corner on the left and out of bounds. Let's see if he got enough for the 1st down. It looks like they will give it to him right at the 35-yard line, a gain of 7. And that'll bring up a 1st and 10 for the Roadrunners. Nice play design there by Glenn Campbell and the coaching staff. Morales was in motion to the right, came back, took the football on a handoff there from Castellanos, and some good blocking on that left-hand side by the Roadrunners keeps this drive alive. Morales again in the backfield to the right-hand side of Castellanos. 3 receivers to the right and 1 to the left. In motion, they fake the give this time to Morales, and now a throw that's slightly behind the receiver. He was looking for Rosales, and they're going to call that incomplete and say it hit the turf first. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Morales, by the way, 5 rushes for 19 yards. He's got 6 yards through the air as a receiver as well. Again, Rafael Rosales, the intended target on that last play. Jet White providing the coverage, I believe, for the Panthers. 28-0 Orange with 9.5 minutes remaining here in the 2nd quarter. This is week 4 action, 5th game of the season for Orange, 4th of the year for the Roadrunners. Shotgun formation for Castellanos. Hands it off to Morales, tries the right side, gets past 1 tackler, a couple of them, but can't elude the 3rd as Jaden Moore finally brings him down. He got through the 2 linebackers. Ardwan Morris, the first one, and Angelo Adetoy trying it, but it was Jaden Moore bringing him down for a 1-yard gain just beyond the 36-yard line. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Saddleback going left with the previous couple of plays and now right for 2. See what they decide to do here as Castellanos heads back to relay the call to his offense. Have not seen Jesse Ruiz come back to the field here for the Panthers. I do see him standing up on the sideline. Hopefully he's okay. Shotgun formation set. 3 receivers to the left. Castellanos looking that way, thrown just a little bit too far ahead of Morales. And Ardwan Morris was right there to provide the coverage. It falls incomplete, and that'll bring up a 4th down and 9 from the Saddleback 36.
Broken up and knocked down by number 5, Ardwan Morris. 4th down and 9 in the kicking situation for the Roadrunners.
Castellanos now 8 for 14 on the night for 15 yards, and Jerry Sandoval will once again come in to boot this one away. Jacob Coleman will set up at his own 35-yard line, but he hasn't had a chance to return a punt just yet. 8.5 minutes to go here in the second quarter, 28-0 in favor of the Panthers. Panthers not really doing anything with urgency on that punt formation. Allows Jerry Sandoval a lot of extra time to boot this one away inside, right at the 10-yard line. It is touched down there before it goes out of bounds by Cesar Sanchez. So of the 4 Panther drives, this will be the deepest into their own territory they've been tonight. That boot by Sandoval gets a huge favorable Saddleback bounce all the way back to the Panther 10, and we'll see if they can uncork a 90-yard play on the first play of the drive here. If you're just joining us, 28-0 Orange. The Panthers have only run 3 offensive plays in the ball game tonight. A 64-yard score by Boykin, a 77-yard score by Boykin, and a 38-yard pass from Rios to Jonathan Smith Jr. Here's another pass attempt. This one will be a little bit more contested. It falls incomplete, a little bit out of the reach of Jonathan Smith Jr. He was double covered. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. Gabriel Perez and Castellanos on the coverage of Smith Jr., and that was Hype Grand at quarterback, misfiring on his first attempt of the night. Hype Grand, the sophomore, in as the quarterback here for this drive. 8:12 remaining in the first half. Grand with the handoff to the running back. That's Boykin. Shifts to the left, stiff arms him in before getting out of bounds just beyond the 20-yard line. Castellanos tried to bring him down, or pardon me, that was Morales who tried to bring him down. But Boykin with the good stiff arm there. 13 yards on the play, up to the 23-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. 154 yards on 3 rushes for Boykin. 1st and 10, shotgun formation. Back to passes. Grant has heavy pressure from Hernandez. Gets out to the left-hand side, now decides to tuck it and run, stays in bounds, spins through a tackle at the 40-yard line, up to the 45, spins through another, tries a 3rd, beyond midfield. He's finally brought down, and a big gain there for the sophomore quarterback into Saddleback territory. 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Jeremiah Kotak finally brought him down. Shifty moves there, smooth like butter from Hype Grand as he gets up to the Saddleback 48-yard line. 29 yards on the ground from Hype Grand. See what he has for an encore here. He's got Jalen Lightfoot in the backfield with him. 2 receivers to the right, and Jonathan Smith Jr. split wide to the left. Tight end and Angelo Adetoy in there as well, but early movement from Saddleback, so an offside call will take the ball even further towards the end zone up to the 44-yard line. Take that back. Robert Pedroza, the head coach, is going to decline that penalty. This ball will stay at the 48-yard line. Pedroza took over this program before the 2015 season. First season ended with a record below 500. The Panthers have not ended below 500 since. They won a CIF championship back in 2017, and they've been winning Orange Coast League titles ever since. Wide open space on the left side for Ardwan Morris. He's going to speed past Gabriel Perez. 48 yards to the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers. Give credit to the left side of that offensive line, giving Morris a huge hole to run through, easily sprinting past Perez on the left sideline, in for the touchdown. Again, the left side of that offensive line, Jackson Tanielu, Joseph Carrillo, Troy Jennings. Extra point attempt upcoming here. Hype Grand will be the holder. Good snap. It slips through the hands of Grand. However, he's going to sprint to the left, and nobody's going to catch him. It's going to work out anyway. 2-point conversion for the Panthers will bring the score to 36-0 with 6:55 remaining here in the second quarter. Orange in control of this one. Once again, it's 36-0 Panthers over Saddleback. Roadrunners will receive the ensuing kickoff in just a moment. This is high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District. Homecoming for the Panthers, and they are putting on a show for the Alumni here tonight as they lead this one by 5 touchdowns. Again, Orange trying to get back above 500. 3-2 if they can get the victory here tonight. All-time series between these two schools has Orange up 10-1. Saddleback won in 2006, but Orange has won every meeting since 2007. Of course, there's been a couple of gaps in there. But needless to say, the Panthers have had the better of this league rivalry, as this one is pooch kicked to about the 22, picked up by Luis Lopez. Tries the middle, finds a little space beyond the 25. He's brought down at about the 29-yard line, and the Roadrunners will take over 1st and 10 with 6:47 remaining here in the second quarter. Again, aside from a 28-24 victory in 2006, the closest Saddleback has come since then was a 28-20 loss in 2013. Teams did not play against each other from 2014 to 2017, but they've met up 3 times since 2018, all 3 of those meetings going by way of the Panthers, and Orange in those 3 meetings outscored Saddleback 166-27. Again, last year between these two, it was a 55-13 victory for the Orange Panthers. This one a handoff but fumbled by Castellanos on the first play of the drive, helped up by Arduan Morris. And that's a big loss for the Panthers on first down. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 19.
Falls in the backfield. Tackle given to number 1, Donald Castellanos.
Boykin last year had 126 yards rushing and 119 yards receiving, and 5 total touchdowns in that game between these two teams. And now we've got a timeout called by the Roadrunners with 6:13 remaining in the second quarter. It's 36-0 Orange. All Panthers so far here in the first half. Don't forget, we've got the homecoming festivities coming up at halftime. You don't want to miss that. We will have that on the live stream for you as well. Before that, we still got 6 minutes and 13 seconds here in the second quarter as Orange and Saddleback continue to battle here at Fred Kelly Stadium. As we mentioned earlier, Orange favored in the Orange Coast League. A lot of returners and especially dynamic football players coming back for this year's team. Names like Kobe Boykin, Jonathan Smith Jr., Jet White, Jacob Coleman all played on this team last year. They've got a good returning core. Not to mention they've got some linemen who returned this year as well. Khalil Lawrence was a starter on last year's team. Eddie Sanchez was the anchor of that offensive line last year, according to 8th-year man Robert Pedroza. Certainly happy to have him back tonight. He's been injured the first few games of the season, but he is back out there helping this team here tonight. Pedroza, when he arrived back in 2015, he was the school's 6th football head coach in the last 9 seasons. Thankfully, it's been stability at the coaching positions ever since. It's benefited this Panthers program as they have really made a name for themselves over the last several years. And again, a win over La Habra last night will help cement that as well. Second down and 19, I formation set. Castellanos fakes the give to Morales. Throws to the left-hand side. Hernandez wide open, back to the original line of scrimmage, and then some as he's pushed out of bounds by Deion Jackson on the far side. Gets to about the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 13 on second and 19, bringing up a 3rd and 6. Nice play there by the Roadrunners. Longest pass of the night for Castellanos. And the second reception of the night for Hernandez. Give him 17 yards receiving on those 2 catches. 3rd down and 6. Ball at the 33-yard line. I formation set once again. Kotok is the fullback. Really gets low to the ground in that stance. Morales is the running back. He gets the carry, tries the right-hand side, cutting through the defensive line, the offensive line there. Jaden Moore, what a game he has had from the defensive side here for Orange High School. Takes it back to the original line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 4, and it'll bring up a 4th and 10. What a play there for Moore, and a good read. He gets around the end of the offensive line and gets to the running back. Jaden Moore having himself a night. Already has a blocked field goal attempt returned for a touchdown and several tackles on the defensive side. Back to kick is Jerry Sandoval once again. Deep to receive for the Panthers is Jacob Coleman. Here comes the kick, taking several steps forward there is Sandoval. Coleman's going to watch it sail over his head. It's going to bounce to about the 12-yard line, and Hernandez will down it there. So Orange will start from the 12. They started their previous drive from the 10 and turned it into a 90-yard scoring drive. See what they can do here with 4 minutes and 19 seconds remaining in the first half. It's 36-0 Orange over Saddleback. This is high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District. Talked about that Panthers CIF championship run in 2017. Pedrosa's team went 13-3 in that championship season. They made a state championship game as well. Overall, in those 8 years, Robert Pedrosa, as head coach here at Orange, is 57-24 heading into this week. First play from scrimmage here, Hype Grand, a quick throw to the right-hand side. It's caught at about the 15-yard line. Good blocking there, and speeding away once again here for the Panthers into the end zone for the touchdown. 88 yards to Central Wise. And for the 4th time tonight, it's a one-play drive for Orange. Central Wise gets in on the act. A simple screenplay with good blocking from the receivers on the right-hand side. Finds the seam, outraces the defense, and into the end zone for the touchdown for Central Wise this season. Touchdown number 2 on the year. And with that one play, he more than doubles his receiving yardage total on the season as well. Here comes the extra point try. The kick is up, and the kick is good. Make it a 43-0 lead for Orange High School over Saddleback with 4 minutes remaining here in this first half. Orange, as we've mentioned before, making it look easy here tonight. Big plays the ticket. And the Panthers full of them so far here in this first half. 43-0. This is high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District. My name is Nathan Percy. Again, a pleasure to have you alongside us for this homecoming game for the Panthers. And for all the alumni out there, we certainly hope you're enjoying the broadcast wherever you may be. Ball be teed up on the 40-yard line. Back deep to receive for the Roadrunners. On the right-hand side will be Rosales. Believe it's Antonio Morales on the left-hand side. Another short kick here in the direction of Luis Lopez, who makes the catch just inside the 30, passes the 30, and gets to the 33 before he's met up by a number of Panthers But still decent field position here for Saddleback as they try to get something going here in the last 4 minutes of this first half. Petrosa's got a lot of pride for this program. There's a story out there that before he started his first season, really hit the ground running with his players. They went door to door selling, I believe it was discount cards to try to get better uniforms for the program. It paid off. Now they've got a few different combinations they use. I formation set, now an offset I formation set here for the Roadrunners. Castellanos under center. Fakes the give to Morales, rolls out to his left-hand side, tries to get it to his fullback Kotak. He does. It was tipped by a Panther. Believe it was Adetoy who got his paw on it, but it still ended up in the chest of Kotak anyway. No gain on the play. He gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be a 2nd down and 10. Sixteenth pass attempt for Castellanos tonight. He's completed 10 of them. Longest passing play, 13 yards for the Roadrunners this evening. 2nd down and 10, I formation set. Kotak, the fullback. The deep setback is Morales. 2 receivers, 1 on either side. It's Rosales split wide to the right. Now a man in motion. Here comes the give to Kotak, the fullback. Nice hole up the middle. He gets up to near first down yardage, up to the 42-yard line. That'll be a gain of 9. Kotak a bit slow to get up. Jesse Ruiz, by the way, is back out on the field after coming out in the first quarter with an injury. So happy to see that. Ruiz back on the defensive line for the Panthers. As Kotak gets 9 there on the play to bring up a manageable 3rd and 1. 2 rushes for 10 yards in the first half here for Jeremiah Kotak. And again, up the middle, Alejandro Noyola and Anthony Suarez opening up the hole for him there. I formation set once again, another man in motion. This time it's the quarterback going with the quarterback sneak. He gets up, takes a hard hit right at the 45-yard line, but gets first down yardage. And the Roadrunners will keep the drive going. I believe that was Morris who met him at the 45-yard line. 3-yard gain for Castellanos, who is taking his time and getting over to head coach Glenn Campbell after that hit. Tough running there for Castellanos, but he gets the job done as the Roadrunners will hang on to the football. 148 and counting remaining here in this first half. Castellanos, the senior signal caller here for the Roadrunners, will line up in the shotgun formation this time around. 2 receivers to the left, including Luis Lopez, and 2 to the right, including Rafael Rosales. Back to pass Castellanos, left side. Oh, hit as he tried to make the play there was Luis Lopez, and I believe they're going to flag Deion Jackson for making early contact.
Pass interference called on the Panthers.
Will be a pass interference call. This will benefit Saddleback. Jackson on the coverage. Got there a little too early. This will put the ball into Orange territory. Again, 43-0 is the score. It's been all Panthers in this first half. 1:17 remaining. 43-0 the score. 22 points in the first quarter and 21 here in the second. 21 points in the first quarter and 22 here in the second for Orange. Starters still on the field here for the Panthers. You'd have to think that if this is the score going into halftime, might see a running clock throughout the second half, and we might see some reserves come in for Orange. Shotgun formation set here for the Roadrunners. 2 receivers on either side. Castellanos back to pass, looking up the middle, tries to loft one up there for Lopez, just a hair out of his reach as Lightfoot was coming in to help out Deion Jackson from the safety position. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the Panthers' 40-yard line.
Jalen Lightfoot on the coverage for the Panthers. 2nd down and 10. False start to 40.
New running back for the Roadrunners is Anthony Lopez. He's been in for most of this drive. Clock stopped at 1:10. Second down and 10 coming up. Again, when Glenn Campbell, the head coach of the Roadrunners, was a student at Saddleback, big part of the Roadrunners lone CIF championship back in 1985. Man in motion is Castaneda. Here's a run from Lopez, the new running back, up the middle, finds some space, but is brought down just inside the 35-yard line. They spot him down at the 33. A good gain of 7 yards on second down will bring up a third down and 3.
Makes a third down and 3.
So Anthony Lopez getting his first carry of the ball game, makes it count for 7 yards. See if the Roadrunners can pick up another first down here. Shotgun formation set. 2 receivers on either side. Hernandez and Rosales, the 2 receivers, split out right. Shotgun formation, clean snap, back to pass. Now under pressure is Castellanos. He's not going to be able to escape it. And the man who got there to knock him over was Antoine Hebrard. Making the stop there for the Panthers will bring up a 4th down and long, as this one goes all the way back to the 43-yard line, a loss of 10 on the play. And the Roadrunners will just let this one go into halftime. The clock runs out. Both teams will head to the locker room to talk this one out. Orange will be happy with this effort. 43-0 here at halftime. Saddleback trying to work some things out as they will kick off to the Panthers to start the second half. Again, the score at halftime, 43-0. Orange over Saddleback. We'll step aside for the next few moments as the halftime homecoming festivities take over on the field. We'll be right back a bit before the start of the second half to recap all the action from the first half and get you set up for the last 24 minutes of action. Until then, enjoy the halftime festivities. We'll talk to you before the second half. Once again, the halftime score, Orange 43, Saddleback nothing. We'll be back before the start of the second half.
As long as I'm with you, my heart continues to beat. If you gave me a chance, I would take it. It's a shot in the dark, but I'll make it. No, it's follow your heart. You can blame me when I am with you. There's no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. No, 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 no place I'd rather be. When I am with you, there's no place I'd rather be.
Showtime. Come make a wish, then make them bounce. Right on your lips, come make that sound. If you gotta dip, then dip them down. If you gotta trip, then make them drown. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. Work it, 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 work it. Hit with a dope shade when all the sun shine. I just got me a whole case, I'm worried about mine. I showed up on time. Leave those shook inside. Ooh, snitch you better. Ooh, snitch you better. Ooh, snitch you better. Shut the hell up, that shit no better. Work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it. Drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it.
Touchdown on the stage and no stitching come to play. When I sing, so I know that you're feeling it. If you live this loud, show it, show it, show it. It's your moment now. Sing it, sing it, sing it. Shout
You better. You better drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. You gotta work it, work it, work it, work it, work it, work it. Karaoke. You better. You better drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it, drop it. You better sing it, baby, sing it, baby, sing it, baby.
Welcome to your 2022 homecoming festivities. As our ASB sets up, we'd like to wish our cheer advisor, Mrs. Walters, a very happy birthday.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever, oh, ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Oh, Toto, we must go see the wizard for the important announcement, and I have some people joining us.
Teresa Perez is escorted by her sister, Nathalie Barone. And Freddie Flores is escorted by his friend, Joshua Gutierrez.
Oh, hello. I'm going to see the wizard. Would you like to join me?
What for?
For the important announcement, of course.
Do you think the wizard can give me a brain?
The wizard can make anything happen.
I'll come along, and I think I know some people who also want to come.
Michaela Lopez is escorted by her dad, Paul Lopez. Jesse Ruiz Sotelo is escorted by his uncle, Ricky Ruiz.
Dorothy, are you guys going to see the wizard?
Yes, we've heard he's giving a special announcement.
Can me and my friends come? I need to see if he can get me a heart.
Of course, the wizard can make anything happen.
Stacy Pineda is escorted by her mom, Glenda Garay. Raul Pineda is escorted by Emilia Cano.
Oh, Lion, is that you hiding behind our homecoming court?
Yes, I really need some courage.
I bet the wizard can give you some, and we're heading there right now because he has an important announcement.
Okay, me and my new friends will join you.
Haley Navarro is escorted by her dad, Eduardo Navarro. Christopher Sanchez is escorted by his brother, Jorge Sanchez.
Oh my goodness, look at all these lovely people.
Do you think they're here to see the wizard too?
They must be here for the big announcement Dorothy was talking about.
Let's not keep them waiting for much longer. I have a few more people that want to join us too.
Aurelie Vasquez is escorted by her brother, Jonathan Vasquez. Alexander Mata is escorted by his grandma, Angelica Vieira. As the Wizard of Oz, you must be here for the announcement so the game can continue. The wizard knows everything, and I also know this year's homecoming king and queen. This year's 2022 homecoming king is Freddie Flores. Dorothy would want you to know that this year's homecoming queen is Teresa Perez. Congratulations to all of our 2022 homecoming court. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, friends and family. Panthers, make sure to join us tomorrow at the homecoming dance. We can't wait to see you. Trot down the yellow brick road.
Well, welcome back to Fred Kelly Stadium. The score as we head into the second half, Orange 43 and Saddleback nothing. It was a quick strike offense for Orange throughout most of that first half. And we'll see what the Panthers decide to do with their starters here in the second half. Both teams back out to the field to start warming up for the last 24 minutes of football. And before we get started, we'd like to congratulate Freddie Flores and Teresa Perez, the homecoming king and queen, announced during the halftime show. So once again, a congratulations to Freddie Flores and Teresa Perez, your homecoming king and queen here in 2022. Before we get to some of the halftime stats, let's go over some other scores out of the Orange Coast League. A game that was played yesterday, Calvary Chapel came away with an overtime win over Costa Mesa. The final score was 38-37, a wild one between those two to open up Orange Coast League play. And down in San Juan Capistrano, Santa Ana and St. Margaret's are currently tied at half, the score 7-7. And in Westminster, Estancia leading La Quinta in a non-league game. The score out there 21-7. Again, the Eagles on top in non-league action this week. Of course, here, Orange 43, Saddleback nothing. Orange only ran 8 offensive plays in that first half. And they had 5 different drives offensively. 4 of those ended after 1 play. Kobe Boykin, 2 touchdowns on the night, both of them of the rushing variety. He's carried the ball 3 times for a total of 154 yards. Boykin, the first offensive play of the game, took a handoff up the right side and up the right sideline for 64 yards for a touchdown. The second offensive play of the game, he took for a 77-yard score. And just like that, he had 141 yards rushing. Orange actually was up 21-0 after that second touchdown because in between those 2 touchdowns, Jaden Moore actually picked up a blocked field goal attempt by Saddleback and took it back for a touchdown himself. That was the second score of the ball game for Orange. And again, after 1 quarter of play, it was 21-0. In the second quarter, it was Oscar Rios, the freshman quarterback, hooking up with Jonathan Smith Jr. for a 38-yard touchdown. That was the first play of the Panthers' third offensive drive. The fourth drive took a little bit longer to get into the end zone. It was a 90-yard drive that included a 29-yard quarterback run by Hype Grand and a 48-yard touchdown run by Ardwan Morris. That put the Panthers up 36-0. And the final score of the half, it was Hype Grand tossing a screen pass to Centrell Wise that ended up going for an 88-yard score. So a lot of offensive yardage for the Panthers in just 8 total plays. Again, Boykin leads the way, 3 rushes for 154 yards. Morris with 48 yards rushing, Grand with 29 yards rushing and 88 yards passing. Rios 38 yards passing. Again, Rios' pass going to Jonathan Smith for a touchdown, and Grand's pass going to Centrell Wise for a touchdown. On the other side, for the Saddleback Roadrunners, they've chipped away at the yardage throughout most of that first half, and they had that 1 field goal try but could not make it count. It was blocked by the Panthers. This is how the Roadrunners look after 1 half of play. Leading the way on the ground, it was Antonio Morales, 7 rushes for 16 yards. Again, these stats unofficial, but 7 rushes for 16 yards for Morales, 1 rush for 7 yards for Anthony Lopez through the air. It was a 10 of 17 passing half for Donovan Castellanos. 28 yards through the air. His favorite 2 targets, Antonio Morales and the fullback Jeremias Kotak. Morales 3 catches for 6 yards. And Isaiah Hernandez had 2 catches for a team-high 17 yards through the air. So again, Saddleback more plays. They've chipped away at the yardage, just haven't quite gotten anything going with enough momentum against this Orange team just yet. and the Panthers will receive the opening kick here in the second half. We'll keep an eye on the clock to see if it runs throughout the second half or if it only starts running in the fourth quarter. But again, the score 43-0, Orange showing off in front of the homecoming crowd here at Fred Kelly Stadium. A ground ball kick just through the arms of one Panther receiver, and another one watching it as it stops at the 1 yard line. It's Central Wise who spins out of a tackle, now has room past the 10 to the 20, up the left sideline past the 30, slips past another tackler, and he might take this one all the way. 20, 10, slowing up into the end zone. Touchdown, Panthers!
99 yards and a touchdown, Panthers.
That went from looking pretty bad to looking very good. Central Wise nearly let that one trickle into the end zone, but he had to pick it up once it stopped at about the 2 yard line. Picked it up and still found a way to find a seam up the left sideline, slipped through one tackler on the sideline, back in a bit, and from there it was just a foot race to the end zone. 98-yard kickoff return for Central Wise, his second time in the end zone tonight. And on to kick the extra point is Khalil Lawrence here for the Panthers. Eddie Sanchez took care of the PAT duties in the first half, and now it'll be Khalil Lawrence with Hype Grand to hold. Low snap, but it's handled, put down, kicked up, and good by Khalil Lawrence, who celebrates a bit afterwards. And just like that, don't even need an offensive play this time around. Central Wise takes care of the kickoff return, 98 yards, and it's 50-0 in favor of the Panthers, just underway here in the second half. Again, this is high school football presented by the Orange Unified School District. Homecoming night here for the Panthers, trying to win their homecoming game for the first time in 3 years, and certainly in control here tonight as they also open up Orange Coast League play here against the Roadrunners. Sanchez will tee it up at the 40-yard line. Two men back deep to receive for Saddleback, though the ball has never gotten back to them. It'll be Rafael Rosales and Antonio Morales. It'll be Lopez, however, making the catch inside the 20 once again, gets past the 30, and is brought down by a swarm of orange jerseys there. But decent yardage to start with here for the Roadrunners at the 32-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. They're giving the tackle.
1st and 10, Roadrunners, ball at the 32.
To a number 17, that name not on our roster. Head coach Robert Pedroza said there would be a couple of guys that we would see tonight who were not listed on the roster provided to us by by Orange High School, pardon me. 1st and 10 here for the Roadrunners. Shotgun formation set here for Castellanos. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Looking left, now it's the running back who makes the catch but slips. And he will be down at the 30-yard line. Making that catch, Anthony Lopez. Loss of 2 will bring up a 2nd down and 12. First drive of the second half here for Saddleback. Again, the closest they got in the first half was to about the Orange 30-yard line. But a field goal try was blocked by the Panthers and returned for a touchdown. So Lopez makes his first catch, unfortunately goes for a loss. Saddleback will regroup and try it again here. 2nd and 12. Pardon me, they put it back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Castaneda, the lone receiver on the right, 3 receivers to the left. Castellanos in shotgun formation with Lopez to his left. Rolls out to his left-hand side, throws against his body. This one will be a little bit too far behind 2 different receivers there, Isaiah Hernandez and Rafael Rosales, the 2 receivers in the area, neither of them able to reach back to get it. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Again, this Saddleback team under the coaching of Glenn Campbell. We talked about him in the first half, but when we talked to him before the game, his eyes really lit up when I asked him about the pride he has in being able to come back to his alma mater and lead this program and try to teach these student athletes the way that he was taught under Coach Witt when he was a student athlete back in 1985. 3rd down and 10 coming up here. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers left. That's where Castellanos is looking. Tosses this one up. It's going to be picked off, however, at the 45-yard line into the waiting arms. Believe that was Jet White on the interception. Take that back, make it Deion Jackson on the interception, and Orange will take over. 1st and 10 at the Saddleback 44-yard line. So Jackson, who had a fairly busy night in the first half, comes up with the interception here in the 3rd quarter. Orange will take over, 8:14 and counting remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Rios will be the quarterback here. Boykin will be the deep setback. 2 receivers to the left, including Jonathan Smith, and one to the right. Pistol formation set. They hand it off to Boykin. Boykin slips past the first tackler, gets through the line of scrimmage, and dealing with more and more white jerseys coming in. Finally, Gabriel Perez able to bring him down for a gain of about 2. It'll bring up a 2nd and 8. Back to Campbell, though, being able to help this program. He said he is seeing improvement. They are getting better numbers in terms of turnout for football practices in the program as Rios rolls out to the right, finds his receiver. That's Adetoy, and he will bowl over a defender who hangs on to the ankles, brings him down at the 35-yard line. It's a gain of 7, make it 3rd down and 1. Rios' 2nd completion of the night. And Adetoy, the tight end, becomes the 3rd receiver to make a catch tonight. Story out there, I believe it was OC Sports Zone that wrote it about Saddleback and how some of these student athletes had to find a way to get to practice 2 days a week back in 2020 because sometimes they have to go home and keep a watch over their younger siblings while their parents are at work. As Boykin gets this handoff, eludes the first wave of tacklers behind the line of scrimmage. Nice open field tackle made by Castellanos, but it's enough for a 1st down there for Boykin, who gets 1 yard up to the 34-yard line. It's 1st and 10 for the Panthers. Again, a lot of single-family homes, and again, a lot of student athletes who have other priorities with their family on top of the rigors of high school football. Just wants to teach these kids life lessons through the sport of football, a game where you sweat, you're yelled at by coaches, you work your tail off for long hours at a time. As this pass is caught by Moore, easily into the end zone for the touchdown, as Rios picks up his 2nd touchdown pass of the night. Same for Moore in getting into the end zone, and it's 56-0 in favor of Orange with the extra point coming up. That pass goes for 34 yards. And Orange once again into the end zone. This one a rout as the clock stops at 5:54 here in the 3rd quarter. I believe this is the 4th different person to come on and try an extra point here for the Panthers, and this time around it's going to be Troy Jennings, the center. The hold by Grand. Here comes the kick. This one's higher, shorter, off of the post. Off of the left goal post, and that one's going to fall no good. And Jennings will get some ribbing on the sideline for that one, I'm sure. It had the distance. It was definitely high enough. Unfortunately, bounced off the left goalpost, and the score will remain 56-0. 5:54 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Orange up by 8 touchdowns here against Saddleback. 56-0 the score. as Sanchez will tee it up at the 40-yard line, and the Roadrunners will try it again as they send the offense back out there. Again, for Campbell, understands the game of football and the lessons it can provide for these young student athletes. Said he's really excited about the turnout. This program's starting to come up again. They're revamping the culture. He likes what he sees so far, but there is still work to be done. As this one is dropped for a moment there by Rosales, picks it back up, has some time, slips through a tackle at the 15-yard line, gets past the 20 before he's brought down at about the 22. So 1st and 10 for the Panthers, or pardon me, for the Roadrunners at the 22-yard line as they try once again to get some offense going and find a way to put some points on the board. Castellanos will bring his offense back out there. Give them credit. They have been physical.
1st and 10 Roadrunners.
What Campbell likes about this team through 3 weeks now in their 4th is the togetherness and the believing in the process and understanding the game of football, which was a bit of an issue last year. They're starting to come around, and again, this is a program that will continue to be on the rise under Campbell's leadership. Shotgun formation, Castellanos back to throw. Left-hand side, nice leaping catch made. I believe that's Rosales who will be brought down beyond the 25-yard line to the 27, and unfortunately he is slow to get back up. He's still on the turf. 2nd down and 6 after the 4-yard gain, but at what cost here for Saddleback as Rosales is on the turf being tended to. And just like Jesse Ruiz earlier, we certainly hope it's not a serious matter as they look at, that was Luis Lopez who made the catch. He is back up and back on the sideline. He appears to be okay. Thankful to see that as the two teams will take a little extra time to talk things over before we head back out for 2nd and 5 now. As the ball spotted at the 27.
Remind everybody, too, once again, after the game.
2nd catch for Lopez, 7 yards on the night. That was the 21st pass attempt for Castellanos tonight. No touchdowns, 1 interception for him this evening. So he brings the offense back out. Anthony Lopez, the running back, to Castellanos' right-hand side. 3 receiver set, 2 to the right and 1 to the left. Shotgun formation, man in motion is Hernandez. The give goes to Lopez. They've done fairly well with the misdirection, but not this time. It was read well
Anthony Lopez, the ball carrier, tripped up by number 22.
by Diego Carrillo, who comes in for the stop, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Loss of 1 on the play for Lopez, who in the first half had run rush for 7 yards. Talked about Campbell on the other side for Pedroza heading into this week. Wants to see a little bit more consistency as they continue to get through league play. There have been a couple of bumps against Villa Park and Yorba Linda, 2 teams they lost to in weeks 1 and 2. But they turned things around against La Habra last week. They continue to grow as a team. Last week's win was huge, especially the 21-point outburst in the 4th quarter. Shotgun formation here for the Roadrunners. A little bit of a twitch on the right side there from Rosales, but no call. Here's a deep pass trying to get to receiver on the left side. He was double covered. It falls incomplete, and a flag comes in. And we'll see who this goes against. It's going to be pass interference against Orange, so this will help the Roadrunners. Trying to see who that receiver was for Saddleback. Looks like they were trying to maybe get it to Luis Lopez again, who came out for a play and went back in. So it's an incomplete pass, but the pass interference brings the ball up to the 41-yard line, still in Saddleback territory, but 1st and 10. Clock continuing to move. Just under 2.5 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter. The score is 56-0 in favor of Orange. Shotgun formation. Rosales split out wide to the right, wide to the left is Lopez. 2 running backs in the backfield with Castellanos, who is back to pass. Extra blockers, throws to the left, has Lopez. Lopez makes the catch. Out of bounds right about 1st down territory, but they're going to mark him at the Saddleback 49-yard line. An 8-yard gain through the air will bring up 2nd down and 2. Nice throw there from Castellanos, and a good play there, a curl route by by Luis Lopez, who makes the catch. Looks like we do have reserves in the ball game here for Orange now on the defensive side of the ball. Castellanos now with 39 yards passing on the night on 22 attempts, and for Lopez, his third catch, he's up to 15. Shotgun formation once again, 2 receivers, 1 on either side. Lopez has to back up nearly beyond the line of scrimmage. Back to pass again, looking left. Castellanos likes Lopez, but now he's got to step up and tuck it and run up the left-hand side. Well enough for first down yardage, and he scampers out of bounds just outside the 40-yard line. 42-yard line is where they'll spot it. It's a gain of 9 on 3rd and 2. That'll bring up a first down for Saddleback into Orange territory. So 1st and 10 with the ball at the Orange 42. Castellanos has a couple of good runs tonight, 1 of 6 yards, 1 of 9, but a couple of sacks have brought his yardage back to 0 at halftime. He's back up to 9 now. They come out in the I formation set with Kotok, the fullback. The deep setback is Anthony Lopez. 1 wide receiver on either side. They hand it off to Lopez. Tries the left side, shifts past 1 defender, but is brought down by the second inside the 40. Up to the 39-yard line. It's a 3-yard gain. Make it a 4-yard gain. They'll spot him at the 38. Second and 6 coming up here for the Roadrunners as time is just about out here in the 3rd quarter, and they're going to let it run out as the 2 teams will switch sides. We'll head to the final 12 minutes of the ball game. 56-0 in favor of the Panthers, who look like they are well on their way to their 3rd victory of the season, and a homecoming win for the crowd here tonight. A pretty good-sized crowd on hand for this homecoming contest. And again, Orange dazzling for this crowd tonight. 8 touchdowns on the evening in a variety of ways. 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 passing touchdowns, a blocked field goal returned for a touchdown, and a 98-yard kickoff return for a touchdown by Centrell Wise. That started off that 3rd quarter. The other score in that frame for the Panthers, a 34-yard strike from Oscar Rios to Jaden Moore for his 2nd touchdown of the night. 2 teams will switch sides. 56-0 as Saddleback will end the night heading towards the south goal. Orange trying to keep the shutout alive. The reserves giving up some yardage against the Roadrunners on this drive as Castellanos tries to get in the end zone for the first time. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. Saddleback will take over once again. Castellanos and company back out to the field. Again, for the Panthers, Pedroza said he's got seniors in the right spots this season. The offensive line, he's got 1 at wide receiver and defensive end. Here's a throw from Castellanos. That one nearly picked off, and that'll bring up a 3rd down and 6. Tried to throw it deep. There were 2 receivers in the area. Lopez was one of them.
3rd down and 6.
On the coverage, number 24. Again, apologies. Don't have a name for him on the roster. Good play, however. Undercut the route and nearly got to it. I actually believe that's Jacob Gonzalez, a freshman wide receiver and cornerback. 3rd and 6. Here come the Roadrunners. Split wide to the left is Castaneda. 3 receivers split wide to the right, Hernandez, Rosales, and Lopez. Shotgun formation for Castellanos. Lopez in the backfield with him. That's who he throws to on the right-hand side. Plenty of space there. See if he can get to the first down. Does get past 1 tackler. Falls forward to the 30, and there's a frustrated Panther for giving up that first down yardage. As it gets to the 30-yard line, that's a gain of 7.
Stop was by number 44. 1st and 10 Roadrunners. Ball just outside the 30.
Roadrunners needed 6, got 1 more than that. Nice play there. Lopez, his 2nd catch of the night. For Castellanos, that was his 23rd pass attempt. 1st and 10, shotgun formation. 2 receivers on either side. Back to pass. Now he'll throw it to the flat. Lopez once again, but he slips and drops the football. That'll be an incomplete pass. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 from the 30. Again, clock continuing to tick. Running clock here in the second half. 10 minutes and counting. Again, for Orange, the focus tonight is getting Kobe Boykin going. He's had a couple of games where his yardage has been a bit low, but that's because all eyes are on him in terms of opposing defenses. They know that he is the focal point, and some of them have keyed in on him pretty well from their defensive schemes. And those are the games that Orange has not done as well in against Villa Park and Yorba Linda. So trying to get some of the other guys going was a key tonight. Here's a pass from Castellanos. Fingertip, but off of the fingertips there for Anthony Lopez. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Wouldn't have gone very far with it anyway. Orange had that play pretty well snuffed out. 3rd and 10 coming up here for the Roadrunners. Again, if you're just joining us, 56-0 the score. Orange has been firmly in control from the opening of this game. 3 touchdowns in the first, 3 in the second, and 2 in the third. Reserves in for the Panthers now. Saddleback trying to get a score on the board. They'll bring out 4 receivers again, 2 on either side. Shotgun formation, Anthony Lopez, the running back, to Castellanos' right-hand side. Nearly got Orange to jump there, but holding his ground was the left end. This one, a handoff to Lopez. He's got some room, and a rough tackle there as he gets just outside the 20-yard line to about the 22. It's an 8-yard gain, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 2. $18 yards on 4 carries for Anthony Lopez.
4th down and 2 for the Roadrunners.
See if they can pick it up here on 4th down. Castellanos will keep the offense out there. No kicker this time around. This was about the area. Actually, this is inside the area that Saddleback had a field goal attempt blocked in the first quarter. Lopez, the deep setback. Kotok, the fullback in this I formation set. 1 wide receiver on either side. Rosales left, Lopez to the right. Castellanos under center. Will hand it to Kotok. Kotok tries right, bounces. Ball comes out. Here comes Lopez, who picks it up out of the air and gets just outside the 10-yard line. What a bit of luck there for Saddleback. As the Roadrunners keep the drive alive, the ball pops straight up into the air, and out of nowhere came Lopez to snag it out of the sky, and he picks up 11. Make it 10 as they spot it at the 12, but it's enough for a 1st down as the Roadrunners inch ever closer to the end zone. Boy, how about that? That ball came straight up into the air, and somehow Lopez not only snagged it, but he had momentum on his side too. He raced up towards that 10-yard line. Here comes the I formation set once again. Castellanos under center. Lopez the deep setback. They'll fake the give to Kotok, the fullback. Now up the middle. Intercepted in the end zone and bringing it back. Number 24 as he's dropped just beyond the 15-yard line to the 17. And that drive, which was so productive for Saddleback, unfortunately goes for naught here tonight midway through the 4th quarter. That throw was a little bit behind his target. Believe it was Lopez again that he was firing towards. And Orange comes up with a 2nd interception here in this second half. They will take over 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. So Saddleback got a little bit of luck on 4th and 2. But unfortunately, the luck was taken away after that, as on 1st down, an interception will give the ball right back to the Panthers. We'll see who they send out at quarterback here this time around. Looks like it'll be Centrell Wise, the senior, taking over at quarterback. He's got 1 pass attempt on the year. That pass attempt fell incomplete. See if he can get one here tonight. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on either side and a running back in the backfield. They will give it to the running back who bowls over a defender and gets beyond the 20-yard line up to about the 21. That's Adetoy, who is in as the running back.
4-yard gain on the play.
Gain of 4 for Angelo Adetoy, who also has a reception tonight of 7 yards. He's made an impact on defense as well. Again, Central Wise, the quarterback, Adetoy, the running back. 2 receivers on either side. Deion Jackson is in the slot on the right side. New offensive line as well. High snap, but Wise brings it back down. He's under heavy pressure. Somehow stays on his feet and tosses it downfield just out of the reach of the wide receiver, streaking towards the far sideline. That was Wesley Lundell he was aiming at. How Central Wise stayed on his feet after all that pressure, I'm not sure, but boy, he's slippery back there in the backfield. There were at least 3 Roadrunners who were trying to bring him down. Somehow stayed on his feet and was able to deliver a ball just out of the reach of his receiver. 3rd and 6 coming up. Wise, by the way, the 3rd quarterback that Robert Pedroza has brought in. This snap a little bit offline too, but handled by Wise. He gets the ball to Adetoy, who rumbles his way forward past the 25-yard line. They'll actually spot him right on the 25 and make it a 4th and 2. Couple of hands on the hips there for the Panthers on the offensive line. Take that back. That was Xavier Valentine on the run there, that last play. He rumbles forward for 4. They need 2 more here to keep the drive alive. 3.5 minutes and counting remaining in this football game. 56-0 Orange. This handoff goes again to Valentine. He's past the first down marker as it was Rosales who was trying to help bring him down, as well as a couple of other white jerseys. First down there for the Panthers. Valentine picks it up, and that's a gain of about 5, bringing the ball to the 31-yard line. Make it 6 to the 31-yard line. Couple of tough runs there for Valentine. Starters off the field. Here comes Valentine sprinting off the field as Adetoy takes over once again. Shotgun formation, 2 receivers on either side for Central Wise. This handoff goes to Adetoy, slips through 1 tackle and is spun around and dropped just shy of the 35-yard line. Pardon me. That was not Adetoy, number 17 on the carry there. Isaac Daniels, pardon me, getting the carry up to about the 35, just outside the 35-yard line. Brings up a 2nd down and 7. 2:15 and counting remaining here in the 4th quarter. Shotgun set for Wise. Wise tries to hand it off to Daniels again. Daniels drops the football. Ball still loose on the ground. And it's pounced on by one of the linemen there for the Panthers. That's Carlos Rivera dropping on it. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Bit of a shaky handoff there by Wise. Again, that snap was a bit outside. He had to corral it with his left hand. Thankfully, Rivera there to see the ball on the turf and get on top of it before Saddleback could take over. 3rd and 9. Shotgun formation once again. 2 receivers on either side. The handoff goes to number 17 up the middle. Isaac Daniels, nothing much doing there. In fact, he'll lose a yard on the play. And that'll bring up a 4th down and 10. Not enough time to run out the clock. They're going to have to run a play and give it back to Saddleback. What the Roadrunners decide to do with it, we'll see. But again, 1 minute remaining here in this 4th quarter. Orange is going to move on to a 3-2 record. They're going to win on homecoming night for the first time in 3 years. They're going to take plenty of momentum down to San Juan Capistrano with them as they look forward to taking on St. Margaret's, who was tied with Santa Ana at halftime in tonight's contest. Shotgun formation for Wise. The handoff goes up the middle. Now pushing forward to the right-hand side, staying on his feet is Adetoy and now dropped. Nice shoestring tackle there by Castellanos. And Saddleback will take over with 30 seconds remaining, but whether they get an offensive play off or not is the question. Orange is lining up here, and it looks like that's going to do it for tonight. 56-0, the final. Orange defeats Saddleback in the Orange Coast League opener for both teams. And Orange wins on homecoming night for the first time in 3 years. Once again, the final score 56-0. Orange moves to 3-2. They take on St. Margaret's on the road next week. On the other side, Saddleback will again try to bounce back against Calvary Chapel. They host the Eagles next week as they go into that contest 2-2 overall and 0-1 in Orange Coast League play. A big night tonight from the Orange offense. They didn't have very many plays on the field, the starters at least, but they made the most of them. 157 yards on the ground for Kobe Boykin tonight on 5 carries, including 2 touchdowns of 64 and 77 yards. A 48-yard rumble in the second quarter by Arduan Morris, and passing touchdowns of 38 yards from Rios to Jonathan Smith Jr., from Grand to Central Wise of 88 yards, and 34 yards from Rios to Jaden Moore, who also had a field goal block returned for a touchdown in the first quarter. And finally, to start off the second half, it was Central Wise picking up a football at the 2-yard line on the opening kick and returning it 98 yards for a touchdown as well. A big night from Orange's big playmakers, much to the delight of this homecoming crowd, as once again the Panthers improve to 3-2 on the regular season. On the other side for Saddleback, a tough night for the Roadrunners. Give credit, though, they played tough all night. Donovan Castellanos is a gritty quarterback at 5 feet 7 inches tall, and he ends up throwing for 46 yards tonight on 26 attempts, a couple of interceptions in the second half. And for the running backs, Anthony Lopez ended up with 28 yards on 5 carries, and Antonio Morales 16 yards on 7 carries to lead the offense tonight. Leading that receiving core was Isaiah Hernandez, the tight end, with 2 catches for 17 yards. Luis Lopez, 3 catches for 15 yards as well. Again, best of luck to both of these teams next week. Saddleback going back home to take on Calvary Chapel. Orange moving on to St. Margaret's. They'll head down the 5 freeway to San Juan Capistrano to welcome the newcomers to the Orange Coast League as they take on the Tartans, again, down in San Juan Capistrano. That'll do it for us tonight here at Fred Kelly Stadium. Please join us again in a few weeks' time, October 7th, as Villa Park hosts Canyon for homecoming night here at Fred Kelly Stadium. Homecoming for the Spartans, once again, 7 p.m. kick, October 7th, as the Spartans host the Comanches. And the following week, October 14th, the Friday night at 7 p.m. here at Fred Kelly Stadium, Canyon will take on Esperanza on Canyon's homecoming night. If you can't be here to watch either of those games live, we'll have it for you here on the Orange Unified School District YouTube channel. And for all of us working the cameras and the audio equipment for the Orange Unified School District, my name is Nathan Percy. A pleasure to have you alongside us. The final score, one more time, Orange High School delights the homecoming crowd as the Panthers improve to 3-2 with a 56-0 victory over the Saddleback Roadrunners. Good night, everybody. So long.